again. I love Subarus. I love working on cars. Subarus are awesome. Their engines are great power to weight ratio because they have so much aluminum on them. But they're also a Boxer engine, which is very low and flat. It's not stacked up and unstable. So you've got an all-wheel drive car that has great traction. They're great in the corners because of their geometry in terms of where the center of mass is. They're awesome. We love them. But there's Achilles heel to those things. And that is the cylinder head gaskets tend to fail. So when you have the heads off, there's a few things that you really want to look and check on before putting it back in. The number one thing you want to look for is make sure that they're good and flat. This one's been machined. You can take a straight edge and a flashlight and do a really quick test. So the way that you do the test is you get your violin, you get your bow, and you party down and you go, go, go. Now you put it down on the head like this and put a flashlight behind it. You do it here, 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 and then do an X across here. Where you're going to find you have a gap or where you're low, if you put across the top with your bow and just get a flashlight, it's going to be right in the middle here. So you're showing under there, and if you have a bunch of light going from underneath, probably you need to get this thing decked. And there's ways that you can do it yourself. Best deal is to just take it to the machine shop and have them do it. You're going to pay 50, 60 bucks, but it's going to be perfect, and it'll save you a bunch of hassle and aluminum dust that can kill your brain. I mean, it's good to take it to the machine shop. If you can't, then get a big piece of sandpaper. Start with 80 or 100 grit. You want sandpaper that goes from here to here, at least as wide as a head, and you just basically take some weight, put it this, you take the sandpaper, glue it on top of a really flat piece of steel is ideal. Something, and check it with your flat edge. But you basically just use some adhesive, adhere it down, put a little bit of weight on your sled. Sometimes you don't even need any, and you just run it back and forth over and over again, and you'll see where it is and isn't getting. You'll see that this will go last, and then just keep checking it. How do you know if you've gone too far? You can look here, here, and here to see if you've gone too far. Once you get down to these, then you're done. So there's that. That's the first thing you look for. The second thing that you really want to look for, besides your flashlight, is you want to check your valve guides. Valve guides on these things, especially on the exhaust side, I never see them really fail on the intake side because the intake doesn't get all that carbon and buildup. If you have really poor fuel quality, or if you just run your engine dirty, meaning that you've got a misfire or something and you don't intend to it, well, you know, like say you don't ever change your spark plugs, then you don't get a complete fuel burn. Incomplete fuel burn means you get carbon all over this thing, and then it's gonna stick. And it'll drag these guides. You can see how this goes in. This is upside down, but your valve will stick. You see how that's kind of stuck right there? It gets stuck and I have to pull extra hard to get it out. It'll do that while the head's hot. When the head's hot, it'll expand a little bit, and it'll actually draw your exhaust valve guides down into the cylinder head. Ding, Tanner's ready. So you see, look at this one. This one's sunk a little bit. So this one's good, the other three are good, but this one is sunk. So when you look at it on the inside, you can see it sticking down quite a bit. See how that one's sticking down? And then when you look at the other one, in here you can see that it's just a nice little button sticking out, nice little button sticking out, nice little button. So this car, when it came in, it had one that was stuck clear down, so far down in fact that it bent the valve. You know, what you see on them when they bend a valve is there'll be a little kiss mark on the end, but you can see the kiss mark right here, and you can see a corresponding kiss mark on the piston. So it bends the valve that way. When the valve's bent, it won't close, create a misfire, your car will run like crap. So let's look at some other things. What else you got to look at? Did we talk about the camshaft journals? You can see machine marks in this where the machining is, and the rest is smooth. But you want to see if these have been starved for oil. If they're starved for oil and carved out, then you're going to have camshaft play and you'll never hear the end of it. It's just a mess. So you'll have to replace the head if these are bad. This is the first thing you want to look at when you pull the camshaft out, is just make sure that it's not chewed up and spoiled. You'll see this on Toyotas and Subarus sometimes, but if you get oil starved, say you did a donut for 3 minutes, somebody named JFK's, you know, he's like, dude, shut up. but you want to look and see if these are chewed up. So valve guides, check if these are chewed up. You also want to check your valves. You can take a flashlight, you can do a water test, basically put your spark plugs in, all your valves in, fill these full of water on a level surface and see if they leak out. If the water leaks out, if it goes down, or the brake cleaner or the solvent's a lot thinner than water, the molecules are, so they'll sneak down in there and they'll tattletale. You look in here and you'll see the wetness, or you can take a flashlight and put the flashlight through there and see if you see any light through either of those. Intakes, exhaust, you just put the flashlight in other things in a dark room. Light's pretty, it'll get through a lot of things. If there's an opening, the light usually will tell it if you got a good eye for it. But sometimes there's so much carbon buildup that you don't see the light because it doesn't reflect, because that's what you're seeing is reflected light. Okay, so what have we talked about so far? We've talked about valve guides. We've talked about loss of oil creating problems with your journals. These are decent. They're not terrible, they're decent. This one's, you can tell the camshaft's a little off on this one in the middle, but not bad, it's usable. We talked about your valves, any leakage or problems that you might have with your valve. I've got a bunch of videos about replacing valve stem seals. That's the other thing you want to look at, is these little guys, and make sure that you don't have little cracks around there, or that they are hard. If they're hard, they crack. If they crack, they leak. That's all you got to know about that. It's best to just replace your valve. They come with a head gasket set. So you already bought the head gasket set, replace your valve stem seals. How do you know if your valve stem seals are bad? If you start your car up and immediately it starts burning oil and then it doesn't do it when you rev high, that's a good sign that oil is running down your valve seals and getting down into your combustion chamber, running down through here, and you're burning oil through there. So we talked about this, we talked about those, we talked about these. Cracks. Crack kills cylinder heads. Aluminum is prone to cracking. You get a lot of expansion and contraction with aluminum because it's real uniform. It shares the heat pretty evenly, so that's resilient. But once it gets to that point, I mean, it's just like it gets to, you know, this temperature, it starts to just, and you get it close and cool it down quick, it'll crack. So anywhere that it's thin, like in between the valves, if it's thin, or between here, these are pretty robust. On the EJ253s, usually don't have a problem with cracking on these too much, but you want to inspect here and here. It's covered with carbon, get the carbon off, look at it. If you have a cracked head, it's as bad as having a head gasket. You put all new parts, all the head back on, and you got a crack, you didn't make any progress, you're still leaking. You have a compression leak, and maybe worse. You know, it might be swapping fluids, or, you know, create an oil problem. When antifreeze and oil mix together really good, they block your oil journals, and then you chew up this and on your crankshaft and connecting rods, and it's a huge mess. Other things that you want to look at, or surprises that the machine shop might call you with, are leaving too much stuff on it when you take it to the machine shop. When you take it to the machine shop, it should look about like this. If you're getting your valves done, just leave all your valves in and they can look at it. How do you tell if these are bad if you don't take the valve out to look at this? Well, you can look through, when you take off your exhaust manifold even, you can look through here and you can see pretty clearly, you know, if you've got a dropped exhaust valve guide. I hope this video is helpful. I don't want to make it too long and boring or repetitive, so I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Hopefully I've earned your subscription, and rally hard, baby. Enjoy your Subarus. Get out there, go skiing, do something fun, right? Right. Cheers.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.